Aloha everybody. So this is the video that's going to go through the answers on page 12 and 17 in our Unit 3 packet on exponential functions. So page 12 talks about the growth model and page 17 talks about the decay model. So just kind of a real fast recap. Here's the growth model, what we covered in class. A times the group 1 plus r to the t. A is the initial amount. R is your growth rate, which we have to convert into a decimal by dividing by 100. Otherwise, if we're keeping it in the percent form, we are multiplying by 100. It'll be in that form. And then t is your time period. So if we go down to page 12, here we go. So I got it copied up in here. Y equals a times 1 plus r to the t, page 12. So she's the one. So a college tuition of $135 increases by 5% each year. So we're starting at $135 for that price, and we are increasing. So that increase right there means that you're adding, and it's 5%. And again, the way you convert that into a decimal is you take that and you divide it by 100. The other thing you can do is if you're looking at 5, the decimal would be right there, and you would shift that decimal 2 spots to the left, and anything that you come across as a blank spot you fill with a 0. And it's a pet peeve of mine to always put the 0 out front too of that decimal, the new decimal's location. So you get 135 times 1 plus 0.05, and then here for all of these models we're going to be using a t-value of 10. So evaluate each after a period of 10 years. So we're going to raise that to the 10th power. If you plug this into your calculator correctly, I got that 10 years later, college tuition's credit will be about $219.90. So again, check that with your calculator. If you have any questions with how to plug it into your calculator, please get that answered before our next exam. Here's the next one. Bee population increases by 40% each year, starting with 3,000. So again, 3,000 is our A, that's our initial amount. This is our rate, 40%. Again, if I convert that over, that's going to be just 0.4. So here the decimal's right here. Shift it over 1, shift it over 2. It's going to be right in front of that 4. With decimals, if the last thing is a 0, you don't have to write it in, so you can just keep it as 0.4. That increase means that we're adding. And again, we're using a time value of 10 years here. So if you plug that into your calculator, I got, holy buckets, you should have about, so here we can't have half of a bee, so I'm going to use approximation, 86,776 bees in that population. Wow, stay away. So next one, profits of 100,000, that's like year A. Increase, that means we're adding. 15% again is 0.15, and we're going for a time of 10 years. So if you that's a Y. So if you plug this into your calculator, 100,000, that's a comma. 1 plus your rate is 0.15, and then that's for 10 years. So wow, your profits in 10 years, if it continues in that at that rate, will be 404,555.77 per year. Yeah, that's a huge increase, 15% each year. This is also another big one. I mean, 7% increase with college enrollment, that's huge, man. So suppose you're starting off with 41,000 and you are increasing by 7%, that's 0.07. For 10 years later, what can you expect to see for college enrollment? 80,653. Again, that's approximate. There are some decimals there, but I'm rounding because I can't have 0.5 of a person. So there are your answers for page 12. Now let's move on. Say hello to Homer. Let's move on to page 17. Gotta find it. This is it. So page 17 talks about the decay model, which is what we ended up with talking about at the end of class there. So for decay, that means you're decreasing, which means you're seeing a subtraction inside of that parenthesis group instead of an addition. So you're still having an initial amount, and you're still having a rate, and you're still having a time. So here my rate is 0.06. And now for the timing, you're going to do 8 years for your timing. That's what this is saying. So check it after 8 years. So if we're starting with 1,200, about 1,200 students at school, and the rate is decreasing, I don't know, students are moving away, families are moving away by 6% each year. How many students can you expect after 8 years? Plug that into your calculator. Should be expecting about 731 students after 8 years. So here's the next one. Stock is $49.50 right now. Oops, $49.50 right now. And it's going to decrease, so we're subtracting by 7%. 7% in decimal form is 0.07. And again, we're going for 8 years. As just a little side note, when we were doing our problems on the Google Slides document, oops, put that into 50 here. Like 1 minus 0.07 is 0.93. It's another way that you know that your model is decaying. It's decreasing each year, right? You're taking just 93% of that value every single year for 8 years. Taking 93% is the same thing as losing 7%. Just another way of modeling that in your head. Well, like I say, down paper here too. If you plug that in, after 8 years, your stock is going to be valued at about $27.70. That is a 7. So check that out in your calculator. Let me know if you get it. And for the last two, classic car model, right? So you buy a new car for $40,000, for 40 large, and the value decreases instantly. As soon as you drive it off that property, you're losing value on that car. And here, the value is decreasing by 22%. So 22% again is 0.22, moving that decimal over 2 spots. And if you plug this into your calculator, after 8 years, your car is only worth $5,480 and about 46 cents. So check those numbers, see if you get those. And the last one, a company's annual revenue is $487,000 a year. And oh no, they're losing money. They're losing 4.2%. So if you move that over, you're going to have a blank spot, so 0.042. Raise that to the 8th power. Check your work. I got about $345,503.96. So hopefully you're able to get those numbers. If you don't, if you have any questions, let me know. Send me an email, and we'll see you guys after. Thank you, and goodbye.